If you're from Western New York, you probably know that so are the Goo Goo Dolls. If you went to high school in the 80s in Western New York, you probably went to a St. Joe's dance where the Goo Goo Dolls or the Crumbs of Insanity were playing. I think I was about 13 or 14 and I was at this St. Joe's dance seeing the Goo Goo Dolls. I had to be back at my friend's house by 10. I mean, that seems really early, right? But I lived really far away in Williamsville. So it was kind of a long drive for my dad. So he needed me back at my friend's house by 10. And my friends, they weren't ready to go home. They didn't need to leave. So they gave me directions on how to get back to my friend's house and, say goodnight. I then got lost because that's just who I am. That's what I do. I have a terrible sense of direction. I've passed my own house coming home multiple times. Like, do you understand? Like, I think it's like a recognition thing. I really don't know. But I get lost really easily. And that night I did. And I'm this 13, 14-year-old girl walking around the dark streets of Buffalo, terrified. I was so scared. I had no idea how I was going to find my way home. I apparently got turned around enough that I started heading in the right direction. And I see this little boy, he's about 9-year-old boy running toward me. And I realize it's my friend's little brother. Apparently people were out looking for me. Thankfully, I hugged him and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad that I found my way back. Then when I was in college, I took a creative writing class and the teacher was reading off the names for the class and I heard this kid's name. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's my friend's little brother. So after class, he came up to me and I don't know what he was going to say, but I said, are you, so-and-so's little brother? And he said, I was just going to ask you out, or I was just going to hit on you or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's really funny. And then, we became friends. And he's actually the guy who introduced me to my husband, who coincidentally was also at that Goo Goo Dolls concert at St. Joe's. I guess Western New York is kind of a small world.